Hello friends, I am talking to CA Final, SCM and PE students of new syllabus. And my today's topic for discussion is budget evaluation styles. Mind well, it is the topic called budget evaluation styles. Now dear student friends, there is chapter number 11 called budgetary control in ICAI module. You know this chapter, right? That is chapter 11, budgetary control. In this module, there is a half-page theory about budget evaluation style. Just a half-page theory. Now, this theory was ignored by students and teachers also, considering it is non-relevant. However, a 10 marks question appeared on it in January 2021 exam. Please remember, on this half page, a 10 marks question appeared in January 21 exam. Now, some of you might have already gone through it. Already gone through it means already might have gone through that question and the solution provided by the institute, and might have understood it also. So that's very good. If you have already gone through that question and the solution of the institute. But this video is made for those students who are either not aware of it, means those who have not yet gone through the January 21 suggested answer, so they are not aware of it, or for those students who have read it but not understood it, because that theory matter in first reading is not understandable. So it may happen that some of you have gone through that question and answer of the institute but found it a little difficult to understand. For them, this video I am preparing. I'll try to explain this concept in this video because it's a very simple and easy matter. The matter is very simple if understood, and it is especially simple and easy for scoring 10 marks in SCM and PE paper if it appears again. The only condition is that if it appears again, then probably you have got a chance to score these 10 marks very easily in no time. So if you are lucky enough to get that question again in your exam, so that can help you, this video can help you. So now I'll take you to the text matter which I have prepared for you for explaining this concept, where I have explained this concept in a PDF file. So I'll just take you to that matter, to that PDF file, my dear friends. See, this is the text matter, right? The name given in the module, ICAI module, is use of accounting information in performance evaluation. This is the heading given in ICAI module. Now what it says, we'll just go through that theory, that correct balance must be established between budgeted performance is evaluated against the actual performance. So whenever you evaluate the actual performance against the budgeted performance, you have to establish some correct balance. If you don't do that, then otherwise what will happen? It may lead to feeling among the employees that the performance appraisal was unjust. Means it is not correct due to the behavioral aspects of budgeting. Now what actually this means, behavioral aspects? See, whenever friends, someone else is going to evaluate our performance, suppose my performance will be evaluated by someone else, then what will be my behavioral aspects or behavioral behavior when that performance gets evaluated by someone else? See, you are not evaluating your own performance, but someone else is evaluating your performance. So you may not feel good, right? For example, you do your best and write the exam paper, and institute gives you the mark sheet. On a particular day, your result gets announced. If it's a good result, you get through, naturally you would love it. But in case if you fail, you won't love it. So that mindset which we have when our performance gets evaluated, we are going to discuss about it. Now there is a person called Hofstede who in 1968 found that a stress on the actual results in performance evaluation led to more extensive use of budgetary information, and this made the budget more relevant. Naturally, when you are evaluating the performance, the more stress will be laid on actual results as compared to budgeted performance. So against budgeted, when actual results are compared, then your true performance gets evaluated, and therefore the budget also becomes, budgetary exercise itself becomes relevant. However, this stress, the stress that what will be my performance, was associated with the feeling that the performance appraisal was unjust. Like you feel if your performance in the CA exam is not good, you feel that there is an injustice on you. Institute has either not given the proper marks, or teachers have not taught you properly, or the syllabus is not correct. That feeling which we have, right, when our performance gets evaluated. Now, to overcome this problem, the correct balance must be established between the budgeted performance when the budgeted performance is evaluated. Now, there is one more person entering into the scene now. Anthony George Hopwood carried out research into the manufacturing division of a US steel works, wherein he studied more than 200 managers with cost center responsibility. I assume you know this concept. The person who is the manager of a cost center, he has a responsibility to keep the cost to the minimum, because his performance will be evaluated against the budgeted cost. Against budgeted cost, the actual cost will be evaluated. When cost is the criteria to measure your performance, then we call it as cost center. So he evaluated, or he studied the performance of 200 managers who had the responsibility of a cost center. He did this in the year 1973. This A.G. Hopwood identified 3 distinct styles of using budgetary information to evaluate management performance. So he identified 3 distinct styles of evaluating the performance, which he expressed in an accounting system and managerial behavior. So he might have written a book which is titled as an accounting system and managerial behavior, in which he had written these. And what are these 3 styles? So we have to basically understand these 3 styles. The name of these 3 styles are of performance evaluation. Number 1 is your budget constrained style. You have to remember it as it is, whatever I am explaining. I'll try to explain it logically with the help of some example. Either you have to remember it logically, or you have to just mug it up from exam point of view to score the marks. So first style is budget constrained style. You cannot afford to forget the names. Second is profit conscious style. Profit conscious style. And third is non-accounting style. First, remember these 3 names: budget constrained style, profit conscious style, and non-accounting style. Now let's go one by one. I'll touch upon the budget constrained style. Now under this style, that is budget constrained style, the performance of a manager who is responsible for a cost center, because he has to minimize the cost of that cost center, shall be evaluated based on ability to achieve budget in the short term. Means his performance will be evaluated for a very short term performance, for a very short term period, I mean to say. For example, few weeks or a month, and after that he will be held responsible for the cost. Now, if you are given a very short term target for minimization of cost, what will be the behavioral consequences? So hence the behavioral problems like short term decision making at the expense of long term gains. Now, what will happen, that a manager will give more preference to short term results. So he will take such decisions which will be beneficial in short run for his cost center, but may not be beneficial in the long run. So he will sacrifice short term decision making at the expense of long term gain. He may try to manipulate the data so that his actual performance looks better against the budgeted performance. So he will try to manipulate the data in the short run. And poor working relations with the colleagues. It will also lead to poor working relations, because he is constantly under a pressure to achieve the short term goals. So he may not have that good or cohesive relationship with the colleagues. So all this may emerge. These are the consequences of a budget constrained style. Budget constrained style is you have to achieve the results in a very short term. Now we go to profit conscious style. Under this style, performance of a manager who is responsible for a cost center is evaluated based upon their ability to increase the long-term effectiveness of their division. So here the targets are set for long-term effectiveness of their division and not short-term. Now here a budget is considered as a guideline rather than the strict target. So budget is considered more as a guideline, broad guideline, the path on which you have to walk. And hence one cannot say that the budgets are ignored, but can say budgets are interpreted little flexibly. So when you are comparing the actual performance, budget is not completely ignored, right? But you can interpret the budget little more flexibility, with little more flexibility. Now this style led to better working conditions and little manipulation of accounting information due to less and moderate job related pressure. So here the pressure of that responsibility center in charge reduces because the target is to achieve the long term goals, right, and the long term effectiveness of that division and not very short term goals. This is your profit conscious style. Now third style is your non-accounting style. Under this style, the performance of a manager is evaluated mainly on non-accounting performance indicators. Now though the institute has used the word here non-accounting performance indicators, or Hopwood has used this, basically it wants to say qualitative performance and not quantitative performance. See, when your stress is more on accounting information is data, right, that is quantitative factors. Now here we are saying the performance is evaluated on non-accounting performance indicators, that is qualitative performance, such as quality and customer satisfaction. This could be your target, right, that you should produce better quality goods, it should lead to higher customer satisfaction. So parameters for comparison of your performance are qualitative in nature than quantitative in nature, right? So it is a non-accounting style. If it is accounting style, the earlier two styles, that is profit conscious style and your budget constraint style, they are more quantitative in nature, right, where the data matters. But non-accounting style is more qualitative in nature. Now hence, the budget and budgetary information doesn't play a substantial role or important role in the evaluation of performance, because budget is a quantitative plan of action and here your targets are qualitative and not quantitative. So budget doesn't play a very substantial role in your performance evaluation. This style also led to better working relations and little manipulation of accounting information due to less or moderate job related pressure. So these are the three styles which Hopwood had discussed after a research carried out on 200 managers. Now the behavioral consequences, right, of the above three styles of performance evaluation may be summarized in a table below. Now we'll try to make a summary, and this table you have to write as it is in the exam if a question appears again, right? So what will be the behavioral consequence of these three styles of performance evaluation? It is been summarized here. Now style of evaluation, once again there are three columns: budget constraint style, profit conscious style. Budget constraint is short term target, profit conscious is long term targets, and non-accounting is qualitative targets, right? And the type of activity, what type of behavioral consequence will appear in which type of activity, like involvement with cost. Involvement with cost is higher because it is a quantitative performance, budget constraint style. In profit conscious style also it is a quantitative performance, so involvement with cost will be higher. However, involvement with cost will be very low in case of non-accounting style because quantitative data doesn't matter much. Now job related tension, which that center in charge, responsibility center in charge will have. Job related tension is very high here because you have to deliver the performance in a very short period. And in these remaining two styles, the job related tension is medium. Now, this is what Hopwood had summarized and institute expects. So it is better that we go by the institute's view, whatever is written in the module. So you have to write like this only. Manipulation of accounting information. Now the center in charge will try to manipulate the accounting information very extensively. So chances of manipulation of information is very extensive. And here the manipulation of information, accounting information will be little, right, as compared to budget constraint style. So in remaining two. Now relationships with superiors. How you will have, or what type of relationship you will maintain with your superiors. So here the relationship will be poor, because you won't like superiors who are going to evaluate your performance. You will always be unhappy with them. So relationship is poor, but in profit conscious style and non-accounting style, the relationship is good. And relations with your colleagues will also be poor, because you are under a constant pressure, right? Under budget constraint style, the relations with colleagues is also poor, and under profit conscious and non-accounting style, the relations with your colleagues will be good. Now, though this is what theory is, and you know, nowadays in ICAI module, you have to remember the theory sometimes, whether you like it or not, or find a logic or not. I'll just try to give you some logic behind these three styles through an imaginary example. Suppose I tell my son who is doing CA that, see, in next attempt you should become chartered accountant. In the next attempt you should become chartered accountant, and that too I want your rank to be between the range of 1 to 10. So you should be in AIR. You should score all India rank between 1 to 10, and that you have to achieve in the next attempt. Now if I give this type of target to my son, then what pressure he will have and how he will feel about me. So the behavior which he will have, this is narrated here in budget constrained style. This type of behavior which my son will have, or the reaction which he will give, that is called budget constraint style. Now we just change the target. I will tell my son, see, I want you to become, and let us assume my son is just 12th passed, and I tell him that, see, if you want to become chartered accountant, then this is a good course, you may join this, and see to it that you become chartered accountant in the first possible attempt. So this is a long-term target which I have given to him, right? And I have not told him that you have to be in the rank, and that too also in the 1 to 10. So I have just told him that try to do CA and try to become chartered accountant in the first possible attempt, and he is just 12th pass now. So it's a very long-term target which I have given to him. Now what type of behavioral consequence he will have? Though he will have some pressure, because I have told him that you should become chartered accountant in the first possible attempt. But this type of way of performance evaluation, you can say that it's a profit conscious type. I'm just trying to explain it through an example, right? Whatever is written by these foreign authors. Now, let's go to the third style, non-accounting. I just tell my son that, see, I want you to be a successful person in life, and at the same time you should be a good citizen of this country. So see, I have not told him whether you should become chartered accountant, you should become chartered accountant in the first attempt, nothing like that. So there are no quantitative targets which I have given him. I'm just saying that you should be you should try to become a successful person, and you should try to be a good citizen of this country. This type of targets when I give to him, then it may be called as non-accounting style. My friends, this is my understanding about these three styles which foreign authors have explained in their own style. Right? So the way you set the targets, or the way you evaluate the performance of a particular person, that will lead to certain consequences, behavioral consequences, which these two authors have tried to discuss here. Now what are the names of these two authors? Again, let us see. One is Hofstede. If you can remember and write the name in your answer, it's very good. If you can remember and write. One is Hofstede and another is Hopwood. So these two people have carried out this research on the performance evaluation styles, and you cannot forget the three names of these styles, that is budget constraint style, profit conscious style, and non-accounting style. And logically, if you can remember this table, right, it's very good if you can, right? Otherwise you'll have to mug it up. Can't help. I have tried to give you the example of practical life to somehow find the logic behind these three styles and its consequences, behavioral consequences, my dear friends. Okay, so I'll take you ahead further. The text matter which I have just explained to you is available on our website in the PDF format. In case if you want that text matter which I have just explained to you, so it is available there on our website in the PDF format. Don't worry. Now where it is? First of all, you may visit our website that goes with my name only, www.carakeshagarwal.in. So you'll have to visit this website. Please go to Student Corner. So you have to select this tab, Student Corner. In that drop down mode, you have to select CA Final, SCM and P. And you will find this PDF file in the folder of version 2 notes as well as version 3 volume 2 notes. At these two places you will find this PDF file. Now you may download it and get it printed if required, right, for your future reference. Okay, my dear friends, thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope this video was helpful to you. Okay friends, bye, and wish you all the best for your examination.